Today, 34 million people are living with HIV/AIDS. There is no cure for HIV, and there is no vaccine to prevent HIV. We at AIDS Research Alliance want to change that. The core of our mission is to develop a cure strategy for those currently infected with HIV and a vaccine to protect those who are not infected. In the short term, we are focusing on the development of a vaccine to prevent HIV infection. In the long term, our strategy is to develop a cure for the 34 million people already infected with HIV. Our plans for accomplishing these goals rely on research that is conducted in our own laboratory and clinic, as well as important collaborations with other research organizations that share our mission. The Los Angeles area where we are located is one of the most at risk of HIV infection in the United States, as well as one of the most affected by the virus. AIDS Research Alliance has been serving this community since 1989. We have developed a trusted presence, which has led to important collaborations with prestigious organizations like UCLA, the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, and Vienna STAR. These relationships are vitally important and give us a real advantage in the search for an HIV vaccine and cure. AIDS Research Alliance is a relatively small organization, considering that we do the work that giants do. Because of this, we're able to adapt more quickly to meet the changing needs of those infected and affected by HIV/AIDS. We are effective because of our loyal base of clinical trial volunteers who believe that their participation will make a real contribution to advancements in HIV treatments, vaccine candidates, and cure research. At AIDS Research Alliance, we measure success by the number of clinical trials we have conducted on HIV treatments, vaccines, and devices. These clinical trials are monitored on a regular basis by the sponsors of the work that we do. We are also audited by the Food and Drug Administration on a periodic basis. Since our inception in 1989, we have conducted over 150 clinical trials, with each trial moving the science forward. In fact, we have participated in the development of over half of the drugs currently used in HIV treatments. In addition, we evaluate ourselves on the quality and quantity of the work that we do, the service we provide, and the results we obtain. Many of those affected by HIV/AIDS are familiar with AIDS service organizations in the Los Angeles region, the organizations that provide HIV testing, drugs, and social services. AIDS Research Alliance is different. We don't provide social services or support for those who have HIV. We conduct treatment, vaccine, and cure research so that we can end HIV. AIDS Research Alliance has been awarded an exclusive license by NIH to develop a drug candidate called Prostratin as part of an HIV cure strategy. We have also acquired new technology from Stanford University that will be of great value in the production of Prostratin. We have seen tremendous progress in the treatment of HIV over the past 30 years. AIDS Research Alliance played an important role in the development of the treatments that made this progress possible. Our contribution was in the clinical research that led to half of those treatments, substantially extending human life for those living with HIV. When the AIDS pandemic emerged in the early 1980s, there were three major challenges: how to treat those infected, how to cure those infected, and the development of a vaccine to prevent future infections. The first of these challenges has been largely met. With ARA's help, at least in the United States, there are treatments available to allow people to live out the rest of their lives, if they have access to these life-saving treatments. Now ARA is focused on the other two historic challenges. With additional resources, AIDS Research Alliance would be able to complete the remaining experiments in the preclinical phase of our work on a cure and advance our prostratin research to the clinical stage. In short, with additional resources, we would be able to determine prostratin's efficacy as an HIV cure agent. With more resources, we could increase our capacity in our clinic, conduct more studies, develop more partnerships with other research organizations, and pursue research into additional cure strategies. But the most important thing we can do is to get faster. With additional resources, we would accelerate the work we are doing to help the 34 million people living with HIV. The more time that we as a society take finding a cure, the more people we lose.